This is
That's how it
actually
goes.
my first cup of coffee so far today, so I'm struggling.
My first of good coffee, I'll put it that way. But
Yeah,
yeah, man, we're gonna talk about a ton of stuff. Like what we got CES coverage
yeah.
today, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah, maybe
I'm frust
not been as
whatever.
big as some
Yeah.
years. We'll get into some of that. Some pretty cool things still that came out, but as well as some new updated games and stuff and games that are coming. And let's talk about this game that you played this morning that I've never
Oh
even
man,
heard
yeah.
of. And
So
that,
this is definitely my pick of the week, and I'm sure it's going to be my wife's as well. But this is on SideQuest. I've played it on SideQuest, and I actually used this with a treadmill, and it was incredibly fun and makes you want to run even faster. It is the coolest experience to do on a treadmill. I've always wanted to be able to actually run, in VR. And a lot of people have treadmills as well, or into exercising. And you don't have to have a treadmill to use this, by the way. You can use it with controllers and running in place, but it makes you want to run faster and go harder to catch, the girl you're running with and move faster through the world. It is the coolest thing. It is free on SideQuest.
yeah.
I highly recommend trying it for your workout regimen. It's a blast. Visually, it looks good. You can see like a mile and a half or something like that, or a kilometer and a half, they say, in the distance, and you can really tell. It's not super high-res graphics, but man, is it entertaining.
So
It's
my
a
first
blast.
question to you when you told me about
Sure.
this morning was, isn't this dangerous? Like you're literally wearing a VR headset
Right,
on
right,
a
right.
treadmill running. You're
Yeah.
not walking on the treadmill. You're legitimately running, right?
Sure, sure. I totally get that. I totally understand where everyone's coming from with this. But first, there's a dot on the ground. So you do know where your center is, right? When you start. Second, when you put it in treadmill mode, it actually puts a little treadmill frame in front of you. So it's kind of like it's been transplanted or superimposed into VR. And I just kind of kept one hand,
Yeah, I would
I
definitely keep
guess,
a
on
hand
the
on it.
rail just for reference. But man, I mean, once you start running, you don't even have to think about it. It's like saying you would fall off a treadmill, running in your house, and you don't.
Yeah, but you can
But
see
it's,
normally. It seems sketchy, but
yeah,
I am going to try this out because we actually have a treadmill in our garage. We have a little workout thing in our garage, which we don't use enough, obviously. But I'm definitely interested in checking this out.
so the music is really,
Yeah, that's
really
one of
good
the
in
things
it.
you said. Yeah.
Yeah, and it shows the BPM, which is beats per minute of the song, and like the pace of your running and stuff. So you can actually match up your running rhythm to the song, which is super cool. But then I would get frustrated. I'm like, I want to go faster. So I would just start going harder and trying to. You get closer to the girl and you start
Yeah.
catching her and
This is
stuff. And it's
actually
yeah.
Tyler's footage off the show here. I'm
Oh,
super
it's
disappointed though because I was like, "Did you get footage of you actually running on the treadmill?" He's like, "No, like I was in my pajamas," and I was like,
yeah.
"So what? Like nobody
I
would have
got up and
cared."
I wanted to play this. I'm like, I'm motivated today. I
Yeah,
want to do this. Like, I want to get in here. I was super, super impressed by
yeah.
it. Super cool. Wolf Raza,
Wolf Raza,
cheers.
yeah.
Cheers,
Thanks
mate.
for all you do. Y'all are the best. We definitely appreciate that. And actually, you all are the best. That's the only reason
Right.
we really do this. But we really
Yeah.
appreciate
Just hanging
the
out with
super
you
chats.
guys on our Discord
Yeah,
alone is amazing.
for sure.
But awesome room, by the way, to him. He's got a super sick setup. But yeah, he's
Yeah,
going to
he's
be making
working
some
on some
videos.
cool
But
stuff. Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
exactly. Yeah.
But
Yep.
I do
Yeah,
want to
it
check
was
this out.
really
I'm
good,
going
man.
to check this
Yeah.
out, and it's free. We talked a lot about side
Yep.
quests. I think it was last episode because of the Doom stuff and
Oh,
everything.
there you go. You can see the treadmill, like the frame
Oh
there,
yeah, okay,
front.
yeah. I mean, this is pretty cool. I love the idea. I wonder how this compares to like HoloFit or something that is
Sure.
officially on the Oculus Quest as of late. I have not tried that yet.
This part going down the hill, I felt like I was having to run faster, put my feet out in front of me because I saw myself going down the
Yeah,
hill.
yeah, that'd be
How you
weird.
have to brace yourself? I kind of like mentally thought I had to do that. It was
You
really
almost
weird.
need like a treadmill that how you can raise the height on a treadmill. You
Oh,
almost need one that changes with the elevation. That would be
well,
that would
yeah.
be. I mean,
That's
obviously that's not going to happen anytime soon. But
right.
that would be really cool though. That would definitely
Sure.
add to the immersion. I think my wife may be interested in this, but I think that it just the fear factor of running and having a headset on. So
So the nice part is when you put it in treadmill mode, you don't have to worry about direction. So when you do this with controllers in place, you use your headset for directional purposes.
okay,
But if you want to look around, you can hold the grip on it to gaze and while you're still going in that same direction, which is really cool because I love to just run and look around.
yeah.
But in the treadmill mode, you're basically on rails going down the path. So I'm just running, like looking around at the scenery and the sunset. And it's really cool. I highly
Yeah,
recommend it.
for
And
sure.
it is, very sweaty. So I
Yeah.
would highly recommend like a silicone cover or something on your headset or at least a VR cover. And maybe putting a fan in front could really help.
And that would actually
give you that forward feeling. Yeah, that was my next step.
Help with even the movement. The feeling of movement. Actually, I think our treadmill has a fan built into it, so that'd be really cool.
Yeah, that would.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I do really want to check this out. I'm super interested in this now.
Like right here. When I crested this hill, you could see the sun coming across it.
Yeah.
And like you could see her in the distance. If you stop, she's like waving you on, like, come on, like
really?
motivating you.
Motivation, yeah. So is this the only atmosphere? Is there multiple atmospheres in there? Is this the only one? As far as I know,
this is the only world, and it's some 5-kilometer world that you can run around in and stuff. But it would be awesome to see, like, you know, run through a city or something, or snow environment, or just all kinds of stuff would be super. Run down the road.
So Chris,
but yeah, somebody asked what it was.
Yeah, it's called HappyRun. Yeah, it's called HappyRun. Tyler called it Happy Feet originally. I think he was getting confused with a Disney movie or something like that.
Stop it, the Penguin movie. Yeah,
I was like, what? I was like, they got a VR game?
Leave me alone.
So yeah, I mean, I'm definitely interested in checking this out. I did a little bit of a workout type thing this morning as well, and a little bit through this week. I actually haven't played a ton of VR this week just because I haven't been.
Real quick, gaming science teacher asked, safer on an elliptical. This actually wouldn't work on an elliptical. It uses the impact of the headset, the up and down impact of it. So if you run, you know, if you're a real smooth runner, you want a little bit of an impact to it, and that's how it gauges.
That kind of bob. But I mean, elliptical, you have a little bit of movement too. There's not as much impact, but.
Right. Nah, not like you would need for this probably. It's really cool. Risky business. Definitely should check it out, man. You would love it.
I do feel like it would be safer on an elliptical. If they can make it work on an elliptical, it definitely would feel a little
safe on a treadmill, man. It's no different than running on your own treadmill.
So what do you do as far as turning up the speed? You just kind of peek out under the headset and turn the speed up when you want to run faster on the treadmill?
I just matched it to my running pace that I wanted to do. So if I wanted to speed my running up, I reached down and pushed the slider up for my speed and made it go faster. Oh, I did though, and I do recommend this, setting your boundary up with your floor height as the floor of the treadmill, not your actual floor. Definitely helps.
Oh, yeah.
Makes it seem right, you know, in the headset.
Sense. And I'm guessing when you talked about it, it's kind of like a tracked treadmill space where you traced out where your treadmill is or whatever. Does that kind of work like...
my treadmill is all I did,
Does that kind of work like Richie's plank experience? You know, when you do the board, when you trace out your board and you kind of line up your board, so when you walk on the board in Richie's plank experience, it's probably similar.
Is it starts as where I reset my space. So I stood on the treadmill, looked straight. I always do this for stuff like that, just by second nature. And then I reset my Oculus home. So my menu was dead ahead of me. And when I put it in treadmill mode, it was right in front of me where it should be, so I didn't have
super cool. I'm really curious to check this out as well. I think this is really cool. I mean, it just shows the potential of VR that's untapped in so many areas. You know what I mean? Like the workout space with on a treadmill. Even though we have stuff like Hollow Fit, you know, you can do like I think there's row machines and stuff. So I'm curious to try that out too and see how that can compare. I think you can do that on treadmill too.
This was Quest 2 that I played it on. It also works on original Quest. And
it's free. I mean, it doesn't get better than that. If you got a treadmill laying around, dust that thing off, fire it up.
I would gladly pay if they had a couple maps and different ways you can run stuff. I would gladly pay $10, $15, $20 for this. I really would all day. Cool.